know.
Some dude said my baby
Say-
was beautiful to Andrea. That's creepy.
Okay. Saying beautiful to a baby is fine. I draw the line at if you say a baby is hot, that's creepy.
Yeah, that's very creepy. I don't know. To me, beautiful is
See?
like adult woman word. Like I would feel weird if like Ruby's a teenager and someone's like, your teenager is beautiful. I'd be like, whoa. How about
No,
this?
beautiful is
Nah,
like
beautiful is like for a
attractive.
voluptuous woman. Beautiful is like early 90s
No.
Madonna.
Hot, banging.
Could you imagine if somebody said your baby was banging?
That's a banging baby you got
Be
there.
like, I'm gonna beat you to death right now because you
Wait,
just said that about my baby.
what else? What else? What else?
Voluptuous. Can't say that to a baby.
But scrumptious, you could say about a baby's thighs specifically.
Apparently, if you're an elderly British nurse.
What else? Hey, listeners, chime in on what you think. Where is the line for baby compliments?
Yeah,
And,
tell me who's right.
Also, what
is beautiful weird or is beautiful okay?
I think beautiful's okay. It's like if someone beautiful is the equivalent. If someone said Aiden was handsome, I'd be like, yeah, that's a handsome. Beautiful is just lady handsome.
All right, you're turning me around now that you say handsome, but handsome also. It's different because handsome is also for an adult.
The line for me is no longer hot. It's banging. If someone says your baby is hot, that's fine. If someone says you have a banging baby, that's weird. I've moved the line.
What if your baby's just really good at DJing and fucking drops some dope beats? Then he'd be banging.
Hey, welcome to episode fucking whatever of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at things. 244. We got a tight hour today. Dale and I are both doing a fantasy football draft immediately following this.
Is your woman double mad at you for podding and then fantasy football drafting?
Well, here's the other thing. Tomorrow I have my 5th and final fantasy football draft, and this one I'm actually like leaving the house and going to hang out with a bunch of dudes to do in person, and I'll be gone for like 4 hours. So she's like triple, quadruple mad at me.
Wow. I did a draft on my like secondary don't care league yesterday, and it only took like 45 minutes. How is it going to take?
That must be nice.
Because
number one, it's an auction draft, so it's like where everyone just like nominates, and then you're bidding on every fucking player, and then those things just take forever. And
is this with friend of the show Keenan?
No, this one is. We did that one last weekend, I want to say.
You're in so many leagues. No wonder you keep losing at fantasy hockey.
I also want to point out all the fantasy football leagues I'm in are like we pay money and you could win money in return. And then the one fantasy hockey league I'm in, you pay no money and all I get is bragging rights over my dipshit friends. And we have one friend, friend of the pod, Sean Burke, who inevitably wins every fucking year anyways. So what's the point?
He's only a 2-time champ. Or is he 3-time?
Plus, I have the trophy at my house. So it doesn't matter who wins. I have the trophy. I'm like that guy with the white gloves who carries the Stanley Cup around and like gets to handle it. That's me. And so I get the trophy all the time because
go get the trophy right now so people can see how ugly it is.
Hold on.
Because
hold on, I'll be right
go grab it. I'm
gonna go get it.
I'll give a rundown of how I made it.
I'm gonna go get it.
Okay, go get
our thick trophy. Cam, go get it.
So I started this fantasy hockey league. It's called FHL, Vancouver Hockey League, like 7-8 years ago. And we didn't have a trophy or whatever. So I'm like, oh, we should have a trophy. And then I was looking at trophies online and I was like, we got to get something big and ostentatious because otherwise it wouldn't be worth it. But trophies are super fucking expensive. I don't know if you've ever looked into it. So I didn't do that. So what I did do is I went to a thrift store. Sorry if you've heard the story before, but whatever. So I went to a thrift store and I bought a bunch of trophies and I took them apart and I put them together to make this Frankenstein trophy. And it was all right. It was pretty good. But then my now girlfriend, Andrea, when we were first starting to date, she had a roommate who had a racing trophy. And I put that in to make it the glorious piece it is today. And look at this thing. It is
Hold on.
so ugly and so
Also,
big.
if you're listening to the audio version of this,
Oh,
you will
yeah.
have to go check out the video version to see this
Just
beaut.
how big that is. I can't believe half of winning our fantasy hockey league is having to make your significant other suffer through having this in your house. So Sean Burke should definitely have this in his house.
Oh, we lost one of our little screws
What?
on this.
I'll
Well,
pick up some hardware at work tomorrow so that it's in primo sturdy shape to adorn Sean Burke's mantle. Wait, why do you have it? Didn't Levi win last year?
yeah, I think I've had it since Tim passed away, and I got it back from him. So
Oh
Levi never got the
yeah.
trophy,
Yeah.
and then Sean never got the trophy,
Mhm.
and I've just kept it because we
Alright,
all
well.
know I'm the white glove champion of the league.
Wait, no,
Hey, everyone!
I think no, Tim won it last year. So you've only had so we haven't missed a whole year of the respective winner having, I don't know, ownership of it, temporary
The trophy.
ownership. Is it
The
like
trophy.
bad that it's now the commemorative Tim Osborne FHL
Memorial
trophy
trophy.
because he
Yeah.
passed away while he was the champion?
Yeah.
Should we get a more respectful? I kind of want to keep it the way it is because that's the way it was when he passed away. Because I feel like if we're just like,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
died with this trophy and then we turn around and get a nice one while you're passed, then it's like, yeah, no, let's keep it.
No, this is the trophy he was competing for. This is the trophy we all compete for, and it shall
Mhm.
carry Tim's name with it.
Yes.
On that note, welcome to episode 244 of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that made people mad online and explain why they're dumb for caring. I'm your co-host, Derek Whalen.
I'm your other co-host, Dale DeRuiter.
And
Yeah.
what are we talking? Dale, okay, wait. First thing,
There's so much to
rest
talk
in
about.
peace to I want to pay my respects to Steve Harwell, lead singer of Smash Mouth, who tragically passed away. Also Jimmy Buffett.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Buffett. I gotta say, of the two,
Jimmy
I'm a
Buffett
bigger Smash Mouth fan than Jimmy Buffett.
passed away. Yeah, my dad was like a big Jimmy, but I would even go so far as to say my dad was a parrot head. And growing up, I was definitely a Smash. You remember when you and I would like always like cruise around and like listen to music in your
Yeah.
car, and I had that annoying habit of just finding that like one song and I would
Like
play it
Limp
over and
Bizkit.
over and over and over and over again, like Limp Bizkit, like Sugar Ray. I'm pretty sure I went through a Smash Mouth phase
Mhm.
where it was either All Star or Walking on. It was one of their like fucking
Yeah.
hits. Yeah,
I
very.
think it was both of their hits. Does Jimmy Buffett sing that song Cheeseburger in Paradise?
Fuck yeah, he does, Dale.
Dude, for the longest time, I thought that was joke lyrics that somebody was singing to 2 Tickets to Paradise. I was like, that's hilarious. And then I found out it was an actual song. I was like, oh,
It's an actual song.
I don't think I've actually heard that song. I've
It's a
only
great
heard
song.
other people sing it and references to it. I'm
It's a
gonna have
great
to
song.
listen to that.
It's a great song.
Too bad YouTube has so many fucking copyright issues, or we could just put it as a bed track to the entire podcast. That and All Star.
We could. Too bad fucking Jimmy Buffett wants to make money on the song that he created and recorded and wrote. Fuck him.
Yeah,
Fuck
but he's
that
not
guy.
gonna
Let
make
us
money
put it.
anymore. He's dead.
True. He does have I mean, I'm sure someone will continue making money. He has like a wildly, I don't know if it's wildly successful, but he has a chain of restaurants called Margaritaville,
Yeah, he
obviously.
does.
What else? I think he owns a couple resorts, maybe. He was a big deal down in Key West. I think he
You know
owned a
what's the
resort
most
down there.
impressive thing about Jimmy Buffett? Is he has a line of margarita blenders that you can buy to make margaritas so you can listen to Margaritaville.
I mean, yeah, the guy,
Like,
the guy
yeah, the guy
clearly,
cornered a very niche marketing licensing market.
yeah,
That market a lot there.
yeah.
Yeah, your internet's still a little laggy.
Eh,
Did you notice that?
Yeah, it sucks ass. Yeah,
Okay.
fucking. I notice it because I spend all day in meetings, and I
Mhm.
will like talk in meetings, and there will
Yeah.
always be like a 10-second delay before somebody like responds to me, and then I feel like someone will start talking, and then I'll think they're done talking, and I'll start talking, and it like I just feel like everyone thinks I'm a rude asshole because I'm always like talking over people and shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring it up because I don't want people to think that I'm cutting you off because for a bit it sounds like you're not saying anything, and they're like, "Oh shit, dead air. I better fill it up because nobody wants to hear silence on the podcast," and then we'll both start talking at the same time.
Yeah, you know what people do want to hear on a podcast? Us looking at a trophy. That is what
Yes,
that is definitely what the people want.
that was for anybody who hasn't seen that trophy, which is everybody who hasn't won it. It is a magnificent marvel. I don't know. I'm just making up words. What was I gonna say? I can't remember.
Okay,
What do you want to talk
outrage.
about first besides those two old white dudes who died? Oh, what about the Steve Harwell died? He died of extreme liver failure. He basically, um, why can't I think? He's leaving Las Vegas himself off the royalty checks from
Yeah, he
All
did. He
Star.
Nic Caged himself.
Yeah, that's I don't know
Well,
why I couldn't think of
it's
Nic Cage.
obvious, I think, because the guy was kind of a fucking meme for a while because he was clearly unwell for a very long time and drinking too
Mhm.
much. And this is the really tragic part. Apparently, he had a uh, 6-year-old son that died a while back, and he just like never. So he like Eric Clapton, like Tears in Heaven, but
Yeah.
he went like took the wrong route and just like drank himself into oblivion.
Do we know
Uh,
how his child died, or was it just like undisclosed?
Well, I don't think it fell out an open window or anything. Oh,
Well, no.
cancer maybe?
Oh,
Steve Hartwell,
that's a bummer.
child
I mean,
dying.
now I feel bad for making fun of him for drinking himself to death, but
Oh, 6 months, not 6 years. Never
oh,
mind.
6 months? Damn.
Child had a son named Presley who died at age 6 months in July 2001 from acute lymphocytic leukemia. Uh, yeah,
Damn, baby with cancer. That is all sorts of sad. Okay. We can't talk about him anymore because I can't make fun of him anymore because that'll just bring down the wrath of God upon me.
you really can't. Super tragic. And then he just like struggled with alcoholism the rest of his life after that. And you would see like every few months a video would pop up of like Steve Harwell drunk on stage trying to like fist fight a fan or something or like yelling shit at people. Yeah, just a sad story all around. And finally, like literally drank until his body gave up.
Who was the singer of Sum 41? Because he almost did the same thing, right? Like he almost drank himself to death and then he was in the hospital with liver failure and then he kind of pulled through, or did he end up
D-
dying?
Derek Wibb, no, the guy who was married to Avril
Yeah.
Lavigne for a while,
Yeah, he
wasn't he?
was like there was pictures of him in a hospital bed, and he was, like, gray because he, like, basically did the same thing where he just partied off his royalty checks for half a decade and then was, like, about to die, but I think he pulled out of it as, unfortunately, the other guy didn't, who's Steve Harwell?
Yeah, landed in the hospital with liver damage from sustained excessive drinking. Crazy. I didn't even know that.
Jesus. Yeah,
Liver
and
and kidneys.
he was only, like, in his 30s. Steve Harwell was 56.
That's fucking wild, man.
Which I can't even imagine because if I got drunk now, I would probably die from it. Like, if I had one hangover at
Yeah.
the age of 44, I would be dead. I can't believe he was still drinking hard enough to crush his liver at 56.
Well, I think you just like you drink constantly so that you never have
Um,
to feel hungover. And then that's when your liver probably gives up on you.
yeah, that's
So,
true.
raise a glass to Steve fucking whatever. This is
Harwell.
coffee, by the way. This won't damage your liver or kidneys at all, I
No,
hope.
it'll just make you awake and better at podcasting. That's what I'm
'Cause
drinking
I
too.
drink
I was
and
like,
fantasy football drafting.
last week was too low energy. I need to drink coffee and then just go the exact opposite way so we talk over each other.
Yeah, just manic ramblings for 1 full hour. And then a fantasy football draft.
You know what I heard? conspiracy out there on the list was that Steve Harwell actually died from Ebola from being at Burning Man.
This is the fucking stupidest thing. Like,
Mm.
where is this? Did you add it to the agenda? It didn't even make it there.
Oh, I put it in there, but I didn't put a news link or anything. See,
Oh, there you
the
go.
best part about this is usually I'm conspiracy guy, and I was like, "Holy shit, Derek! Did you hear about the fucking rainstorm at Burning Man and how it just crushed 75,000 hippies' dreams?" And you were the one who came to me. You're like, "Dude, have you heard the conspiracies?" And I was like, "Oh my god, tell me more, please!" Like I just turned into a high school girl learning about
And
gossip.
then you were like, wow, that is so fucking dumb. So, for those of you who don't know what Burning Man is, it started out as this like counterculture festival in the fucking desert where people would like,
Actually, it started out in the '80s on the beaches of California as a fucking spring solstice hippie gathering, and then it moved to the desert. Sorry. I just wanted to point that out because it has occult roots about burning an effigy just like Wicca Man.
okay, yeah, the Wicker Man.
Wicca
It
Man.
it was
Second Nic
anyway,
Cage reference.
it was goddamn.
Yeah.
That guy doesn't get appreciated enough, I feel
No, he
like, for
doesn't.
all the like referenceable shit. Put the body in the box.
Put the
Boy,
bunny in the box.
I could eat a peach for
I was just gonna
hours.
say that one. Oh, the bees! Let's just quote Nic Cage for an hour. Oh, I
That's
gotta.
it. Let's see.
That reminds me. Renfield's on streaming, and I haven't watched it yet. Where he plays a hammy Dracula, which I gotta watch.
Does he? That sounds
Hmm.
great. Nic Cage doing hammy anything is
Yeah,
also he just kind of looks like he looks like a Dracula.
yeah.
Like
It's funny
normally.
because he's one of the actors where there's like conspiracy theories about him being a vampire, him and Keanu Reeves, because somebody was like, "Hey, I found this Union soldier who kind of looks like Nic Cage." The obvious explanation is not that two people look the same; it's that Nic Cage is hundreds of years old and a vampire. So back to Burning Man.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Now that you mansplained the origins of Burning Man to me, Dale.
I didn't
Uh
mansplain. I just wanted to point out that it started
no
on
no.
the solstice.
No. If you're a man and you're explaining anything, it automatically it doesn't matter if you're right or not. It just becomes mansplaining.
Are you mansplaining right now?
Shit, I am. You got me. Uh, all right. So Burning Man started out as whatever the fuck Dale said it was, and then it became this counterculture festival in the desert, and then it became like anything that is remotely popular, something that rich people and trust fund kids and influencers desperately want to be part of. So this year at Burning Man, what they get like 70 to 80,000 people just fucking like showing up in the middle of the desert for this fucking bullshit festival.
Yeah, it's very organized,
And
and it's like, if you see, like, drone footage of the camp, it looks like my nightmare. It's just, like, the main stage where they burn all the effigies that totally isn't occult-like practices or anything. It's just expression of radical self-expression. It has nothing to do with Moloch or Baal or anything. But anyways, that's in the middle, and then there's rings of camps around it. So it's actually quite huge and
yeah,
quite, like, well plotted out.
it's fucking huge. And it is pretty well plotted out for a bunch of dirty, immoral hippies. But they had a unprecedented fucking rainstorm on, what was it? Friday night, Saturday night,
Yeah, it was
maybe, where it
Friday.
dumped like a few months worth of rain in like one night and turned the entire fucking festival site into a basically like a quicksand pit where people couldn't like walk through it or cars couldn't drive through it. Like cars were definitely getting stuck, and essentially everyone was um like they closed the gates so cars couldn't come in or out, and they said that everyone was stuck there until the mud dried enough for cars to actually leave, and that the only way for people to get out, they had to hike fucking 5 miles through the mud to get to a road to try and like get out of there. And some people actually did it, and the rest just kind of fucking hung out in the middle of a mud pit, and the internet had many laughs at their expense.
Yes, they did.
It
And
was great.
the fucking Ebola conspiracy theory was that someone had said, Derek was the one who told me about this, so if I get it wrong, it's all Derek's fault. But someone had said that the government, big G government, had gone in to Burning Man beforehand and sprinkled Ebola onto the dirt in the ground, because it's not actually desert and it's not sand. It's actually alkaline dust, and that's why it was such a big problem. Like, it just turns into this like cakey mud shit, and that's why they couldn't drive out. But so apparently they turned it into that, or they dropped the Ebola in the dirt, and then that's why they locked everybody in. That's one of the conspiracy theories. But that is so dumb. The other thing,
Yes. Or what was the other thing? Margate, Mar something virus. Hold on, I gotta Google it.
I'm trying to find aerial views of Burning Man, but they're only from 2015, so I'll have to try
Marburg.
find another one. But anyways, I'll put a Burning Man aerial photo into this. If you're listening to this, go watch the YouTube view. We don't get enough YouTube views, and we want to be rich and famous so that we can go to Burning Man. I'm not going to Burning Man. Would you ever go to
I'm
Burning
never
Man,
going to.
Derek?
No, fuck no.
Would you did what? Coachella?
I did Coachella, and that was like hellish enough. And there was actually
Yeah.
like, yeah, here we go. So there were a bunch of people saying that there were a massive outbreak of Ebola or Ebola-like symptoms in Burning Man Festival attendees, or that
Wow.
the floodwaters may have contained the live Marburg virus.
What's Marburg? Mark
It's like
Marburg?
another Mark Marburg. It says hemorrhaging fever, hemorrhagic.
Okay, so I'm just looking up what alkaline poisoning does, because it's actually alkaline dust. So when it got wet and all these hippies were just like walking through it and accidentally ingesting it, they could have actually poisoned themselves with so I'm trying to find, sorry, wow, what the fuck? So yeah, is alkali caustic or is caustic no, yeah. So okay, here. Clinical guidelines to alkalis poisoning. Oh, what the fuck? Why isn't this loading? Wow, this is an update on fucking Dale Google stuff on the podcast. When it doesn't load is even better. Did my internet pause? Are you still there, Derek?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Are you okay? Yeah, so caustic ingestion can cause severe injury to the esophagus and the stomach. Alkali ingestions typically damage the esophagus more than the stomach, or duodenum, which I don't know what it is, whereas acids cause more severe gastric injuries. Aspiration of either acid or alkali can also induce both laryngeal and tracheobronchial injury. So that's if you swallow it. Yeah, I was just looking that up because I was wondering if the symptoms of alkaline poisoning would present themselves as kind of like Ebola-ish, Ebola adjacent, but they don't. They just hurt your throat.
Sorry, I just came across the most disgusting thing.
What? People
So,
drinking poop
what?
at Burning Man? What's the
No,
most
there was a
disgusting thing?
fucking on Friday night, there was a Delta Airlines flight out of Atlanta. I don't know where it was bound for, but it had to turn around and land back in Atlanta because there was a biohazard on board. And the biohazard was that someone had diarrhea all over the inside of the plane.
The
and
plane,
uh,
not just the bathroom?
not just the bathroom, because someone posted a video and there's just like shit all the way down the aisle, and and the guy who was like tweeting about it was like, "Oh, I wonder if this is related to the Ebola outbreak at fucking Burning Man," but it happened Friday night, and it's gross.
Dude, the fuck is I don't like I just wanna know I don't wanna see any video of it or any of the poop or anything. I just wanna know
Yeah,
who
no,
was
you don't. Let me assure you, you don't want to see that.
I wanna know who it was. I'm not even gonna genderify this person as saying it's a male or female. I just wanna know who it is and what they ate so I can avoid it. Because I've had diarrhea, but I've never
Yeah,
had make a mess in a place diarrhea. I've had hurt the toilet's feelings diarrhea, but I've never had my house needs to be pressure washed diarrhea.
yeah. I've never even had like make a mess in my pants diarrhea. I can't imagine getting diarrhea so bad that you shit all over the interior of an airplane.
Yeah, I've had the flu where I had bigger than normal sharts, which don't count as diarrhea, but it's never gone down my leg to exit my personal space. Yeah, I've never had turn a plane around
Although it's good to
diarrhea.
know.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to know that if you ever need a plane to turn around, let's say you aren't sure whether you locked your doors or turned your stove off and you're really worried about it, all you need to do is shit up and down the aisle of that airplane and they will be forced to divert back to their home airport as a biohazard.
Okay, bear with me.
Okay.
We're rewriting Home Alone. And that's exactly what happens when Kevin's mom notices that Kevin isn't on the plane. She just downs a whole bunch of X-Lax and shits up and down the airplane aisle.
We
So
should
the
do
plane
it.
has
A,
to
a
turn
complete
around.
rewrite of Home Alone.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway, the
Yeah.
mud eventually dried at Burning Man. No word about the mud on the interior of that plane, but I think people were permitted to leave as of yesterday morning, I want to say, and there have been no further reports of
Yeah.
Ebola symptoms.
Wasn't it over yesterday morning anyway? Wasn't the natural end date?
Yeah, it was supposed to be, but they were saying that it might take like up to a week for it to dry out enough that people could actually
Oh,
start
shit.
leaving.
Yeah, I heard that
So I
was
guess
2
they were
days
ahead
or
of
whatever.
schedule.
Well, that's good. Um, oh yeah, because I was thinking about Burning Man. I was thinking about Burning Man, and I was like, I'm not an overnight music festival guy. Like you said, you went to Coachella. Like we used to go to Warp Tour and all that stuff, and I get sweaty and go in the mud pit. But it was the best part about Warp Tour and whatever is just going home and showering, and then just like being chill in your own house and not having to
Yes.
spend. Because Burning Man is 8 fucking nights.
Yeah.
It's like a whole week long. I could never do it. I mean, even if I was glamping,
Dude,
I
I did
couldn't do
3
it.
days at Coachella. I did 3 days at Coachella, not glamping, camping in a fucking tent in the desert, and
Ooh.
I was the sweatiest I'd ever been,
Oh.
fucking just unwashed because the lineups for the fucking showers were like 4 hours long in the morning, and I was usually too hungover to get up and like take a shower at a reasonable time before the
Mhm.
music started. So it was just disgusting after 3 days. I was disgusting. The people I was there with were disgusting. Everyone was disgusting. And I cannot imagine 8 fucking days of that where you're just like the grossest parts of humanity ever.
And it's not even just desert, it's caustic dust. Ugh. Oh, did you see
Yeah.
speaking of Burning Man, did you see what happened to the entrance of Burning Man, like, before Burning Man even started with the, like, protest?
Oh yeah, there were okay, here's a fucking funny thing is that Burning Man is actually opposed to a clean energy plant in the area because it would ruin the site that Burning Man is conducted on.
What the
Discuss.
fuck? What do you
Discuss.
mean? How would like, they don't want a like, Like which type? Like a wind farm type deal? They don't want windmills out there?
I don't know. It just said like clean energy plant, which I assume is like a facility for generating energy, whether it's from like
A little
solar.
vague.
I gotta assume it's in the fucking desert, so it's
Yeah,
either
it'd probably
solar
be
or
like,
wind, right?
yeah, giant solar panels, like a field of solar panels and stuff, which is
But Burning Man,
hilarious. Like you said, that you think it's all these hippies when it turns out it's just all tech sector billionaires who don't give a fuck about anything. They just want to cosplay as poor people, like I saw someone say on TikTok, and then
it's
go and do drugs and have sex with
true.
each other, which is fine. But if I'm a millionaire or if I'm like a billionaire millionaire, I'm not going to the desert to have sex and play cosplay. I'm just gonna go to a hotel that's nice and
Yeah,
fancy and save
a
all my
nice
money.
hotel. You could go to a very expensive hotel if you're a millionaire or billionaire. You
Yeah,
don't have to slum it in the fucking in middle of the desert in the dirt with the like the poors do. You can go to one of those fucking overwater bungalows in the fucking Tahiti or whatever. Why are you doing this?
yeah,
So the Burning Man whatever planners council, whatever, were like, no, we're making too much money off of Burning Man. You can't build a clean energy plant here. And there were a bunch of climate activists that were protesting at Burning Man. And then the climate itself was like,
yeah,
fuck
karma.
all, I'll fucking show you,
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
So the other bad thing about Burning Man, yet another list in the cons section is there's only one highway in and out, and and it's a 2-lane highway. So these protesters just put like one like pickup trailer, like a trailer that you pull with a pickup in the middle of this highway, and that was enough to just close down people going to Burning Man. So they like chained themselves to it. But then some dickhead who was going to Burning Man phoned the police and said that the protesters had guns and were pointing them at the people going to the Burning Man. So of course the fucking cops freaked out, and it was like it's on reservation land. So the tribal police, one of them showed up and he's like, get the fuck off the, it's funny because he actually said get the fuck off the highway. And I was like, oh wow, tribal police swear, that's dope. But anyways, he was like, get the fuck off the highway, you're putting
Damn.
everybody in danger, this is an access route, blah blah blah. Send me your leader in 50 or in 30 seconds. And then at like 32 seconds after that, another tribal police truck came and just fucking rammed the trailer out of the way. And then the guy hopped out with his gun drawn and like started arresting people. And it was like the greatest end to any protest ever.
That's fucking amazing. So that
Yeah.
shut it down basically?
That shut down the protest. And then people were like, all right, we're rich. We get what we want. Get out of the way. And then they just drove through and had 5 days of Burning Man. And then, like, I guess nature was like, oh, no, you fuckers don't. And then just douched on them.
Yeah. Oh, don't want clean energy, eh? Here's some fucking rain in the desert, turning your fucking precious little festival into a mud pit. Have fun getting Ebola, and then
Oh,
shedding all over the inside of a plane.
do you want to hear another con about Burning Man?
Uh, yeah, aren't
It's
there
full of
very
warmongers.
many?
So what happens is they build like um structures and stuff and then they burn them. Like they don't just have the big Burning Man effigy at the end. They burn stuff periodically because I mean the pyromaniac in me kind of respects this, but
I think it's cool.
they had this one structure that was all like just like this big wooden crate and looked pretty shitty. And then they burnt that. And when that burned, underneath was a like stainless steel phoenix sculpture. And they're like, this is for Ukraine because we think it's going to rise up from the ashes and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, so Burning Man is pro the war in Ukraine, which I get Russia shouldn't have it. Like,
I could see it.
we don't have to get into it politically, but the gist is the longer that this war is prolonged, the more people are going to die.
Yeah, not. I mean, I think you could say the same for any war. The
Yeah.
more, the longer wars last, the more people die.
Well, I guess like it's like the states is almost prolonging this war because they hate Russia so much, but it's like because Ukraine's never ever going to win. The only way that Ukraine doesn't lose is if they draw in the rest of the world to a world war. So it's like almost like the states is just misleading Ukraine, the country, and everyone else and just causing more Ukrainians to die than if they come to a diplomatic solution earlier.
Well, yeah, the thing about diplomatic solutions is that they don't funnel billions of US taxpayer
That's true.
dollars into the pockets of corporations like Boeing or Lockheed Martin. So, who the fuck wants peace negotiated
That's
when
true.
you can keep doing these and everyone's like, "Ah, fucking defense bailout." It's like, no, that money is flowing directly into the pockets of US war profiteers. So like, yeah, like I'm sorry, no one's gonna want peace in the Ukraine. Even if the Ukraine is like gonna lose, the US could drag this conflict out for another 5 or 10 years, and just think of all the money that means for the people who fund
Mhm.
the Congress people in
Oh,
power.
dude, and what else it's not on the docket, but I just heard about this on my way home. I was listening to a podcast and Zelensky just fired slash the guy stepped down, like the head of the military or whatever, over corruption because they're missing $950 million that they have no fucking idea where it is. It's just gone out of the money
Damn.
that the US sent to them. And they were doing crazy shit like one example that keeps coming up is eggs were 47 cents a piece. So like when they're trying to feed their soldiers, they had this like super exorbitant amount they were spending on food and stuff because it was like whoever had the food contract was a crony of like the military, the Ukrainian military. So they were just like pocketing because I don't think eggs in Ukraine cost 47 cents. Like it costs almost 47 cents if you get a dozen here. And we're all like, that's crazy expensive. But I would hope that you're buying them in bulk, you get them cheaper. But that's just like the one example of stuff being overpriced. And I don't really know more
Yeah,
about it to talk more about it. I just know that.
you don't have to.
Or wait, I'm just gonna find out who the guy who got shit canned was. Uh, Ukraine resignation.
Dr. Eggman. Dr.
Dr.
Eggman.
Eggman, defense minister. Reznikov just resigned as their defense minister. Oh, this guy looks evil. He's got a bald head and glasses. You can never
Oh, he's got a
trust this guy.
goatee.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's shady as fuck.
And the worst part is he has a neck goatee that goes down to his neck. Dude, he looks like
Yeah, how would you trust this guy for any?
he looks like Brett. What's Brett's last name? Shout out on the podcast. I wonder if
Oh,
he listens to this.
fucking no, he doesn't listen. He
Hmm.
was one of the first people who blocked me during the whole fucking Bean Dad thing.
Yo, Brett blocked you?
Oh, 100%, bro.
What a pussy.
Bro.
I guess we can openly
No,
lambast him because
yeah,
he
he's definitely
blocked you. I
he's
wonder if he's
definitely not
blocked
listening to
me.
this. He might have. He's one of those guys who likes to like get very offended by everything on Twitter and then fucking make sure he is. By the way, can you hear me like snootering every fucking?
Yeah, what's that? You got you got the Ebola? Were you at Burning Man?
Yeah, I was at Burning Man. I was
Yeah.
fucking rooting around in the mud like a pig with the pores. No, we went to the fucking PNE, which is like the Vancouver's own version of Burning Man, only with fucking shitty children running around. And we went to the livestock barn, and I've just had like fucking the most brutal allergies ever since.
Oh yeah, because you're
Hold on a
allergic to
second.
horses.
Talk about something.
Fuck. I was just gonna say something. I can't even remember. Brett, sorry if you're listening to this. I did not mean to say that you are a bad guy because you're bald and you have glasses, but you don't have glasses, so you kind of escape that. I am disappointed that you blocked Derek over the whole Bean Dad thing, but I mean, you could have just blocked Derek for his personality. That would have been understandable. But I don't even know if you blocked. I wonder if anybody who used to be what would that have been called? Like your Twitter crew from 10 years ago that I met some of them. Like I remember some of them had already blocked me like 8 years ago, so I didn't really care. I kind of wrote them all off. But was there like a name for that crew of like everyone who you talked to on Twitter back then?
No, the Asperger's crew, because we only knew how to make friends with other people online and not how to approach people in real life. And we were
You're
like,
not
hey,
you're not allowed to
you're
say
my internet
Asperger's
friend.
anymore. You have to say they're on the autistic spectrum.
We were sorry, it was the neurodivergent crew because
Ah.
we all had Asperger's. Uh,
Well, there's still some
it
people that
always
we're
reminds
friends
me of
with.
that. Yeah, some of them are great. The yeah, there's like a few I
Yeah.
think that stuck around. Everyone else can eat shit.
Oh, dude, I saw a stand-up comedian, and he was talking about he's like, "So we're not calling it Asperger's anymore, we're calling it autism." And he's like, "Which isn't that great for me as someone who has Asperger's."
Yeah. It is on the spectrum though, officially.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I think anyone who grew up in the like internet era has fucking Asperger's because we all took like our ability to read social cues and interact with people socially and moved it to like strictly online through a screen.
Mhm.
So now no one has any fucking idea how to like actually engage with people out in the real world.
Well, if we didn't have Asperger's, we would have been out being social and being popular and have friends, so we wouldn't have needed to be on the
True.
computer in the first place.
True.
Yeah.
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 Um, we
Yeah.
were
We
like,
have 17 minutes. What?
what were we talking about? Were we
The Ukraine and the evil goatee man, and then
okay.
Brett from Twitter, and then fucking I had to go blow my nose because I'm allergic to animals, and then
Mm. Horses
and now we're here.
specifically, or is it all animals?
It's fucking everything. It's just like dirt and like that barn at the fucking PNE is like Algae City for me because it's like dust and fucking hay and fucking animals, and that's like it's all in there,
Oh,
you
I don't
know.
know why you mentioning the peony again reminded me of this. Did you see that viral video of that girl in the white cowboy boots getting a fight inside the
Oh
porta
yeah,
potty?
dude. At the fucking it was at a Morgan Wallen concert
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh,
Dude, how
and
fucking wild
she
do people get over country music? Isn't Morgan Wallen like one of the pussiest country stars ever?
he's like pop country, yeah, and he sings about like girls and shit,
Isn't
and
it
like
like emo country? Here, let me just okay, sorry, you talk. I'm gonna look up his most popular song and see what it sounds like.
but there's a video of these like this girl is these two girls. Actually, I felt bad for one of the girls because this girl was getting into it with this other woman. It was an older woman, and the girl was beating the shit out of her or like and pushes her into a porta potty, and then this other girl comes in and just kind of leans in, and I honestly feel like she was trying to break it up, and then that was the girl that got the worst of it because all of a sudden the woman's daughter comes flying in. Just
Mhm.
Google Pittsburgh porta potty Morgan Wallen, you will see the video if you haven't. It's fucking unreal. The girl in the white boots just comes in and absolutely shit kicks the both of them. The
I
girl
mean,
who
she had to
instigated the whole
defend her
thing,
mom.
and
Like,
then
at first I was like, "Who's this crazy bitch beating these other girls up in a porta potty?" And then it was like, you watch it again, knowing that the old lady outside the porta potty was her mom and was like trying to direct traffic of the porta
yeah,
potty, and then it just like shit
yeah,
flew off. I
yeah,
just listened to Morgan Wallen while you were talking, and it is pussy music.
it
Like,
sucks. It's shit. It's
dude,
dog
I'm
shit music.
so upset, not because people shouldn't be listening to farm emo or they shouldn't be listening to music with emotions and stuff, but because the type of people who listen to country were the same type of people who make fun of us for listening to good songs that sing about emotions. And they're like rednecks and they don't like anything that's different. And they get mad when I wear the color pink still in 2023. And then they turn around and they listen to this fucking Morgan Wallen bullshit music. Like, just listen to like fucking Coldplay and Radiohead like everybody else has been doing for 15 years. Like, oh, it's so bad. Or if you're going to listen to pissy music about emotions, maybe work on your own emotions and accept stuff that's different. And I don't know. It's like just listening, like thinking of people wearing camo and cowboy boots and listening to this like slow ass dumb music is so annoying. I hate country music.
Yeah, some Morgan Wallen lyrics. Pour me another drink because I don't want to feel a thing. I just want to sip till the pain wears off. Pour me another round because I ain't never hurt like this before. Like you tell me that's not fucking emo lyrics. That's him crying about how sad he is and how he just wants to get drunk to run away from the pain that a woman caused him.
Dude, this sounds like fucking heroin music from the 90s. It's like emo
Yeah,
country is just heroin chic, whatever.
chic.
Yeah, so it's like, what's a good bandit that's an example of like heroin chic, like shoegazing music? There you go, like fucking Pavement and shit like that. I was
Yeah,
listening to the good
yeah.
indie
Only
version
that,
of it.
like, yeah. Tell him, bro.
Sorry, what were you saying? Fucking
I don't know. I don't fucking know anymore.
fucking nasal guy, sinus. Your sinuses are the third co-host of this podcast.
I'm gonna sing a country song about how I have to do amphetamines because my fucking sinuses don't like animals much. And I'm gonna be a country music star, and women are gonna wrestle in a porta potty at my concerts.
Ooh, speaking of terrible music that everybody's tripping over their own dicks to say how good it is when it's bullshit. Did you see all this Oliver Anthony shit? This guy
Who the
who's
fuck is?
saying rich men north of Richmond?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I saw. I didn't listen to the song at all.
Dude, it sucks. It's a guy singing and playing the banjo. No beat, no backing music, no bass, just this fucking neck beard, this ginger neck beard, and his fucking banjo in the woods. And it's terrible.
So I saw a bunch of memes getting posted by like leftists at first making fun of this guy being like, oh, he's like singing about how bad it is that people on welfare get to fucking eat fudge or something. And then I
Yeah.
saw the Republican National Committee used his song at one of their rallies, and he was like, no, fuck you. This isn't a Republican song either. It's all about how like government is bad and tax is like, the guy's like very like libertarian. He wasn't like complaining about poor people. He was saying that like all taxation to like pay for all this like excessive shit. He basically said that like all government is bad, and I was like, oh, I could kind of fucking get behind that. So
Dude,
he told off.
I just looked him up. He looks like Nate Bargatze. Are we sure this isn't like a joke that the stand-up comedian Nate Bargatze is doing? Do you know who Nate Bargatze is?
No, tell me.
He's a Southern stand-up comedian from Nashville. He's actually really good. He's clean. You should watch him with Noah. He has a couple Netflix specials.
He's clean. Why
Yeah.
would you? If
Wait, is he
what?
clean?
That's not a selling point for me. I don't want my fucking comedians to be clean.
No,
I
I
want my
mean,
comedians to be fucking dirty. I
so
don't.
you could watch it with your 10-year-old son, is what I'm saying.
I don't want to watch comedy with my 10-year-old son. If my 10-year-old son has the fucking like worst taste in comedy and humor ever. He has no fucking idea what's funny. If he thinks something is funny, it probably fucking sucks. I don't want comedy that a 10-year-old will like, because 10-year-olds are morons. Sorry, Noah, if you're listening to this, but you know.
All right. So don't watch. Okay, maybe watch Nate Bargatze with him because he's actually really funny.
No,
I
you
just
ruined it. You
I
ruined
don't
it
know.
for
I
me.
wasn't pointing out he's clean as a selling point. It's more like he's clean as in even though he's clean, he's still really funny, and it's like a weird
You
incongruous
ruined it
fact.
for me.
Okay,
No.
fine. Don't listen
Who
to
is
me.
that fucking guy who was like, whenever someone says like clean comedian, it reminds me of that guy who fucking like, that was his whole thing, was that like comedians are too raunchy, and his whole thing was being like the
Bill
clean comedian,
Cosby.
and he looked like the fucking, no, Dale. He looked like the fucking the guy who keeps wanting to go to like fucking Sizzler with Shooter McGavin in Happy Gilmore movies.
Jim
Um
Gaffigan.
Fuck.
Jim Gaffigan's
No,
clean.
fuck. Hold on.
Was this
Clean
like recent
comedian.
or
That
old?
that was like, it was like a few years ago, and he like, that was his whole thing, but he was just like not fucking funny at all.
Fluffy?
Who the
Gabriel
fuck?
Iglesias?
Oh wait, that might be it actually.
No, because he's Hispanic. He's
Oh,
clean, but
that's
he's not very
racist.
funny.
Oh, I
Right.
thought you were saying that.
No, because
Except for
I was saying he's Hispanic because I don't remember the guy who wanted to go to Sizzler with Shooter McGavin as being Hispanic. That's the only reason I brought it up. Nice save, Dale.
What'd you say? Nate Bargatze is on
Yeah.
this list of clean comedians.
Yeah,
I'm
I
never
told you
watching
he's
him.
clean.
Fuck. Yeah, that sounds awful.
Okay, everybody besides Derek, go watch Nate Bargatze. He has Dale's seal of approval, even though he's clean. And I like swearing.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Who was the
I have no idea who
guy?
you're talking about. How long ago was this? Was this like one of those things that feels like it was 5 years ago, but
Look,
was
clean
20?
Yeah, probably. Wait, Jim Gaffigan qualifies as a clean comedian?
Yeah, dude, he doesn't. All clean means is you don't swear. That's all it means. Or talk
Okay,
about
no. I'm like on
anal.
From Wikipedia, clean comedy is a comedy genre that is generally free of racism, rape jokes, pejoratives, profanity, obscenity, incest, illicit drugs, off-color humor, toilet humor, explicitly sexual comment, and similarly objectionable material.
Okay. You know how
you just listed everything that is funny in the world, and you said we're not going to do that.
Okay. Here's what we do. First, Dale gets $1 billion, not because I want to have $1 billion, but because I want to make people do stuff they don't want to do. As in, get Jim Gaffigan to do a 1-hour set of all the jokes you just said. I want him to do racism, rape jokes, swearing, and everything because it would be hilarious if Jim Gaffigan did that. Okay, let's do this. We'll get Jim Gaffigan to do Tom Segura's set. That would be funny. Was it Jeff Allen? Is that who you're thinking of?
No. I gotta
Larry
find this
Weaver?
guy.
Are you looking at the 13 best clean comedians? Tim
no.
Grable?
Hold on, that might be Larry Weaver.
Am I just gonna keep saying names? Yes, I am.
Guy looks.
No,
that's not him.
What is his ethnicity?
I don't know.
Was it Jeff Dunham, the guy with the puppets?
No, that guy fucking sucks too. That also not funny. No, Jeff Dunham sucked.
Not. Michael Joyner?
Who is this guy? Who is this? Oh, this guy, Dan Nainen.
Let me look at this fucker's face. Dan Nainen.
And this is the guy who would
what?
He would always talk about how he was like a clean comedian and he's just a fucking dork and he would post his comedy routines on Twitter and he's just unfucking funny. But he looks like the guy, Sizzler, Shooter, McGavin.
He's brown? Am I looking at the right guy? Dude, this guy looks like M. Night Shyamalan.
Dude, but this is the guy.
Wait.
Let's go to Red Lobster. Okay, hold on. Now I have to send this to you. Where fucking
Shooter McGavin.
If you're listening to this, please Google Shooter McGavin Sizzler and watch this guy who is much fucking funny. Just the scene is so fucking funny.
I don't remember it. I don't see. I'm on images. That's why, motherfucker. Okay, I'll watch this after. Maybe I'll tack it on. Do you think we'll get busted by? I'm not gonna put this on the end of the video because it might get tagged by the AI bots at YouTube.
It will, and we already have 2 strikes. Do we really need another one?
Do we have 2 strikes?
Anyway, clean comedy sucks ass. Fuck it. Except for Jim Gaffigan, he's cool.
And Nate Bargatze.
No.
Bargatze. He's not even Italian.
Okay, we have 4 minutes. What else?
Who else is clean? Dude. Oh, I just want to bring it up. No,
that was very compelling. It's like,
I just want to bring it up, but I don't want to get. Okay, I'll just say it. Everybody on Twitter, we were making fun of everybody putting up Trump's mugshot, and everybody being like, "Here's Trump's mugshot. Isn't he a villain?" And then everybody on the rant's like, "Here's Trump's mugshot. Isn't he a hero?" And then Trump's like, I'm selling T-shirts with my mugshot
Yeah.
on them for $34.
I fucking love this. Like the guy never met an opportunity to like make money and that he wouldn't take. And like you got to fucking respect it because
Yeah.
people on the left will buy it for that reason. It's like, I want to show how fucking evil Trump is. And then people on the right will buy it being like, oh, we're trolling some libs. And Trump is just going to be fucking raking in money because he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's true. And it's funny because it
Yeah.
says never
Yeah.
surrender on it. And it just reminds me of those old No Fear knockoff shirts from Kmart that were never surrender.
Yeah. Also, I love that there's a picture of Trump holding up the Never Surrender shirt with Trump's face. What he should do, he wants to take it to the next level, is fucking get a picture of him holding the shirt and put that picture on a shirt.
Dude. Like one of
And
those
then,
repeating shirts?
yeah, then you look at the shirt and he's holding. Wait, you look, and then he gets another picture of him holding the shirt, and on the shirt is him holding a shirt, and in that shirt is a fucking picture of his mugshot. Like, think of how far he could sell. You could go, it's like Russian nesting dolls. He could go fucking 10 shirts deep, and people are going to buy every single one of those shirts because they want the whole collection, right?
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
I
a tie
respect it.
downer. Oh, I
I
just want to
respect
say
it.
one thing that I don't know why Trump reminded me of this. Vivek Ramaswamy, I hope I'm saying his name right. It's whatever.
You're probably not, because that
He's
sounds like
my
a very
favorite
difficult name to
Republican
say.
guy because he just, I don't know, he's just a fucking trolling everybody, and he's like the smartest guy because all the other Republican primary candidates are attacking Trump, and he's like, Trump's a good guy, and he's kind of just like hoping he gets to be second guy in command, vice president or whatever. But Eminem actually sent him a cease and desist order because at some county fair he sang Lose Yourself, like, or he rapped Lose Yourself because he said in college he had like a rap persona, and then he rapped the Eminem song, and then Eminem sent him a cease and desist letter saying he can't rap his songs anymore.
Ever
which
again.
which is funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Is it election season already? What the fuck
Dude,
is
where the fuck have you been? Yeah, it's primaries are in the go. They've already had their first grand old party debate without Trump.
well, like, see, here's my thing is that I'm barely online anymore and it's fucking awesome. So
Derek, you're still online. You just don't go to Twitter. You're looking at your phone right now. That's online, Derek. You're not participating in social discourse on social media, but you're still online.
My only discourse, the only thing I do is I watch like 3 hours of adult men opening collectible trading cards every night. And then I'll like go on Reddit to look at threads about sports or collectible trading cards. And then I will go to the Discord servers for either my fantasy football leagues or the trading card communities that I'm part of. And that's it. That's the only exposure. If you were like, hey, I saw the look of panic in your eyes. We still have half an hour until draft.
Yeah, I know.
You're good, homie.
Thanks, man.
You're good. You're good there. But that is like, that is all I do on the internet now, and it's fucking glorious. And every so often, I will log on to Twitter because I want to search something that's happening with a sports player or a sports event or one of the adult men who open collectible trading cards. And I will see all the dumb shit that people still talk about on Twitter. And I'm like, I don't miss this at all. I don't even miss it a little bit. I miss none of this. I miss none of this. None of it, Dale.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you. It's pretty poopy. How the fuck, dude? The sleeper app is got to be like the hardest thing to fucking.
Bro, it's on your phone. Look at it on your phone.
I'm
Put
not
the app on your phone.
on my
Use your phone. Draft on your phone. It's a mobile app. I don't even know that they have a desktop thing.
Dude, I'm at sleeper.com.
Do they?
They must. Oh my god, I don't know. Like I
I
could
don't
find
know
my
that they do,
chats.
bro.
I can't find the league. Let
I
me
don't
see.
I don't know that they do, bro.
Yeah, I don't either. I think you're right. I think it's only dude, Sleeper is the worst UI of
I
all
like it.
fantasy apps I've ever had. Like I honestly I
I
don't
like
know
it.
how to navigate around it. I know how to set my lineups, but I don't know how to get from one place to the other. The only way I know how is I constantly click on the chat that I was mentioned in, and then I click on the league that that chat was in. Like, there's no place where I could be like, league home. It's just like fucking wild. It's so annoying.
I like it. It's growing on me. I just like it because it's different because I've been doing Yahoo and ESPN for so long that I'm like, ooh, this is shiny. Anyway, hey,
It
internet,
is
thanks for
different.
joining
You
us
have that.
on this stream of consciousness rambling that we like to call Outrage Factory. I've been your co-host, Derek Bullen. Don't follow me on Twitter because fuck Twitter. But if you want to follow me on, actually, don't follow me anywhere.
Do you want to bring up your? Oh fuck! I forgot to bring up my charity again. Whatever. Hey guys.
Oh yeah, Dale.
I'm doing a group, not a Groupon, a fucking GoFundMe for
A group.
for
Do you remember fucking Groupon?
yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm offering a Groupon for Dale's massage services.
Massage River. Is it Riverview Hospital or Riverside? I can never remember. Riverview. Anyways,
I want to
Riverview
say.
Hospital now charges people to go do events on the ground. So there was this thing that was happening where people would do once a month. They would go on these like 2 hour long tree tours, and I was gonna make fun of it because they can't do it anymore because they can't afford the usage fee of Riverview Hospital. So I started a GoFundMe to hopefully get funding to pay the fee for these guys so that I can do that and be nice and make fun of them after. But then I realized it was actually a pretty good idea where you could just go once a month and just go look at fucking trees for 2 hours and learn about them. And at first I was like, these are the biggest nerds ever. And then I was like, actually, that would be kind of cool. I go look at trees for 2 hours. Anyways, that's my GoFundMe. I'll put a link in the notes. I'm also
Yeah, and please donate. Dale is trying to raise how much? $200 by
$5,000. I started it because I saw that the fee was $825, and I was like, these fucking dendro nerds can't get $825. But it turns out that's just the per time usage fee, so they'd have to pay that once a month, and it runs for 7 months. So I like got all into it, and then as I was writing the write up, I was like, holy fuck, they need $5,000. I'm never gonna get $5,000, but if I get enough to do one tour, hey, that's a group of kids who get to go look at trees and learn about the difference between deciduous and carnivorous, which I learned in grade 7. And I never fail to point it out that I know the difference between the two.
Yeah, and if there's one thing kids like, it's going out in nature and looking at fucking trees. So,
bunch
you
of
know,
dendrophiliacs. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we gotta go vote.
Hey, yeah, we gotta go vote with our fantasy football.
Vote on who we want on our fantasy hockey, our football team.
If you like the podcast, please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And until next week,
stay angry.